Welcome to the week ahead.
Yeah.
Tuesday today. And what would you like to talk about?
I want to talk about this idea that, John Tsang over the weekend has said, yeah, we kind of recognize that salaries are becoming a problem for small and medium-sized enterprises.
Okay.
And they're getting high. Like, the minimum wage almost doesn't even matter anymore. It's just a big administrative hassle for small business operators because the salaries are so high now that, they're like, minimum wage, we have to pay people way more than that just to get them to show up to work.
So minimum wage has become irrelevant to most companies.
It's not irrelevant. It's an annoyance. It's an administrative burden. It's like if you're running a small operation and you don't have like an HR department, it's one of the things that takes you away from productive work, doing busy paperwork, right? And,
but you're not talking about the salary has raised to a level that is beyond minimum wage. No, you're not talking about that.
Yeah, what I'm saying is the natural minimum wage seems to have outstripped it quite quickly. So people are basically getting paid more.
I see. So you're talking about the minimum wage has pushed up the salary level.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
In particular, the examples I've been citing have been for restaurateurs who find it very difficult to hire people just to show up and do the basics like dishwashing.
Yep.
Dishwashers are getting $15,000 an hour now, or $15,000 a month. And they just say
I've heard more.
Yeah, I mean they just can't hire
depending
people.
on which areas.
And kind of low skilled work. I mean we've in some ways we've overeducated people because university students aren't necessarily making that much. But
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
People do not want to do it.
Yeah.
And $15,000 is way beyond minimum wage. So it's not only the minimum wage is pushing price up.
Yeah.
But some of the jobs. It's very difficult to hire people.
Absolutely.
So it's both. That's why I'm saying, even if there's minimum wage, some of the positions actually find it irrelevant.
Yeah.
Because they can no longer pay minimum wage to hire people who wash dishes.
Right. Okay. Right. So then John Tsang says, well, maybe we can find a way to help employers. And it's like, oh, don't go there because that just starts to sound like wage subsidies, right?
No.
And there's a big difference between small business, like I've got, where you've got really literally, 3 or 4 people working for you, and they always say SMEs, but a medium-sized enterprise can be 500 staff with an HR department, and those are the guys that'll be like, we can clean up, and because they've got administration to work their way through all the government bureaucracy, to go and suck money they don't need out of the government. And all the really little guys, the administrative burden is just too much for them, right? And so when they start about things like that, instead of that, don't do things like impose minimum wage administration, right? And I'm talking about not how much you pay people, but if they earn under a certain amount, you have to log all their hours.
But
or the standard working hours.
Given that John Tsang sound out any ideas, it could only relate it to the budget next year. Because the consultation for the budget and the policy address has just started.
Yeah, it's happening right now.
But how about, I'm not okay with wage subsidy. I think it's a bad idea.
Terrible.
However,
idea. Which industries, at what levels? I mean, and it just turns into a big...
Could John Tsang is thinking about giving allowance, kind of like children's allowance?
So put the administrative burden on the...
Say, for example, if you hire people who wash dishes, or hire people who are, let's say, have no kids, but has been an elderly, you encourage the young olds to work for you. Would you accept that?
Oh, so something like, we want to get more old people back into the workforce. So we get some 70-year-old dishwashers. Then
60 years old.
The government will provide a little allowance.
Would you accept
the whole thing just gets ugly and messy, and it turns into this big lobbying battle, and the money never goes where it's needed. It never gets the impact because it becomes not an economic program; it becomes a political program.
Yep.
And it's just
there's one thing I really like Hong Kong.
Yeah,
it's not only about low tax. But simple tax structure.
Simple tax and simplicity. I mean,
simplicity is key.
Yeah. And I mean, for me, it's like the administrative burden of an MPF just kills me every month. And then also, if they bring in the standard working hours, then I got to start tracking everybody's hours. I mean, it's just less time that I can spend making my product better, doing sales, things that help my business until it becomes too much and people are like, forget it, I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
Or people don't even start a business.
So, keyword for today?
Keep it simple.
Simplicity.
Simplicity is of the essence. Government, don't kill small business. Thanks.